Fakes down low into the post up top. Bradshaw, step back three. Good. Nothing but net by McKinley. Bradshaw. Hansen turns around against Ellingford. Pretty move from the senior.
Eagles basketball is on the air. Lyman High School is ready to soar through the 2019-2020 season. Catch it all on your home for Bridger Valley basketball. MyLocalRadio.com. Lyman basketball is brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet, the Come On In of Casper, Westar Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, Plains Tire, Wyoming Dental Specialties, Trona Valley Community Federal Credit Union, The Store, and Blacks Fork Dental. Now, Eagles fans, it's time to head to the booth to join the play-by-play voice of the Bridger Valley, Jake Hibbard.
Welcome one last time to the Winter Classic here in Rawlins, Wyoming. The late game coming your way in about 15 minutes from now. The Lyman Eagles taking on the homestanding Rawlins Outlaws. Rawlins on the season sitting at 4-4, Lyman at 2-7. Both teams looking for a quality win against 3A opponent. It's East versus West here at the Winter Classic in Rawlins, Wyoming. Jake Hibbert joining you on MyLocalRadio.com.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction. In addition to our cleanup and restoration services, we also offer new construction and remodeling. We can help with a newer kitchen, bathroom, a garage, deck, or a new addition to your home. We provide accurate, itemized estimates with no hidden fees or extra charges, and we complete each job to 100% of your satisfaction. Call us today at 307-741-7000. Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
Welcome into the Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame show. Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction, water damage, mold, fire damage, or more. Sawyer's is there for you. Call 307-741-7000 or visit WyoDisasterCleanup.com. Well, in today's game, it's Lyman versus Rawlins. And when we come back, we'll take our first look, brought to you by Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness, on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
Lyman sitting at 2-7 on the season. Rawlins at 4-4, and a couple of teams looking to get either 500 or north of in the final week of really before we get into conference season. There'll be kind of an off week next week as we'll play some regional opponents. Lyman will be playing Evanston and Star Valley next week, and actually just Evanston next week. And then it's all conference play the rest of the way. This is not conference play, but it is within classification. This Winter Classic is all 3A teams. Not all 16 are here. Some are in Kemmer, some are here, some are in Cheyenne, some are elsewhere. But you've got a good bulk of the 3A teams on the girls' side here in Rawlins, and then on the boys' side in Pinedale. Looking to get an update on a game in progress over in Pinedale between Mountain View and Buffalo. I'll see if I can get that over the break. But now let's take a time to get our first look, brought to you by Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness. Whatever it is you need, Bradshaw's can probably help. Well, Mackenzie Earl and Jordan Jerome are both averaging in double figures, and that's for Rawlins, posing an intimidating inside presence for any team in the conference going against them, save for perhaps Douglas, which themselves boast a 6'4" junior, future University of Wyoming basketball player, Allison Furtick. Brooke Palmer also averaging double digits in scoring, meaning that Rawlins can certainly get points from multiple spots on the court. However, the offense hasn't always worked perfectly for Rawlins. There's been some games that will talk about a little bit later with Coach Katie Klein. They just haven't been able to get that offense working, but when they can, they've certainly got options between Palmer, Jerome, and Earl. Those bring in about 34 points a game. As for Lyman, they're looking to find a groove after playing in last year's state title game. They've struggled out of the gates to a 2-7 beginning. Gone are leading scorers McKinley Bradshaw and Olivia Smith from a year ago, and the team's still looking to figure out the offense, including holding on to the ball. They average almost 19 turnovers per game, a number which Coach Hansen, as we'll hear later, has been working on hard to try and lower. As for the trends, Rawlins is losers of their last 2 to Green River and a close one to Star Valley. On Lyman's side, they're on a 6-game slide against 4A opponents: Green River, Riverton, Rock Springs, Laramie, Star Valley. That was their most recent one, and it was close. And 1A Cokeville started that 6-game slide. As we take a look at the numbers, points allowed, Lyman averaging almost 50 points a game, up to 47 per game. Rawlins at 39.3. The field goal percentage, pretty similar. Rawlins with a slight advantage, but from beyond the arc, Rawlins with a 27% to 20% advantage from distance. Rebounding differential, Lyman averages about 5 fewer per game than Lyman, but more importantly is being out-rebounded by about 5.5 per game. Rawlins also being out-rebounded by about 1 per contest. Jordan Jerome leads the way at 12 points per game and 7.3 rebounds. Bryce Hansen, the leading scorer and actually leader in every single statistical category, at 12.4 points per game and 6 boards. We'll take a break, as that has been the first look, brought to you by Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness, and continue the pregame show brought to you by Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction next by hearing from head coach of the Rawlins Outlaws, Katie Klein, when we return. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction. Our company specializes in fire damage restoration, mold inspection, remediation and testing, flood cleanup, and biohazardous cleanup services. We complete each job to 100% of your satisfaction. Safety is our highest priority, and once we've completed your job, we ensure your home or business will again be a safe place to occupy. Call me, Chase, at 307-741-7000. Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
We hope you're enjoying this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness. Whatever it is you need, Bradshaw's can probably help. The Come On In of Casper. When it comes time to cheer on your Buffs or Eagles at state, the Come On In is your best bet for a great night's stay. Auto Farm Chevrolet in Evanston. General Manager Dennis Lynch invites you to come and experience a community-driven dealership. Evanston Regional Hospital. Quality health care close to home. Bridger Valley Motor. Got a check engine light blinking? Don't guess at what the problem is. Take it to Slim at Bridger Valley Motor in Lyman. And Achieve Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy. No excuses, just results. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Katie Klein joins me of the Rawlins Outlaws girls basketball program. Tell me, Coach, how you have assessed the season up to this point, 8 games into the season.
Yeah, I feel like it was a lot of games and not a lot of practice. So I was glad to have Christmas break to really work on some things with our players. But yeah, the first weekend out was pretty solid as far as going up against our other 3A opponents. And I thought when we hit the Flaming Gorge, it was great for us to play some of the 4A teams that were just really physical. And I thought it made us kind of realize that we need to be more physical and handle pressure a little bit better. So I think that overall that weekend, even though maybe our win-loss record didn't maybe go how we'd like, I thought it really helped us kind of see the direction that we need to go.
Let me take a look at a couple of games at that Flaming Gorge Invitational. First of all, I was there for the first half of Evanston when you were playing Evanston, and man, there was just nothing going offensively for the team, and then the final score ends up being 48-32, I think. You got the offense working a little bit in the second half, but what was the issue in that first half where the team just couldn't buy a bucket?
Yeah, and sometimes games are just like that. Is also a second game of the day. And I think, Evanston is just really physical. So I think we had to take a step back and make sure that we could handle it. So I thought once we handled the pressure, we actually came back and took the lead that third quarter and then got in a little bit of foul trouble too, which it's tough and I think that's part of the first half too. We had some of our people that are scoring a lot for us on the bench by us, and they definitely need to be out on the court.
Yeah, and when I saw the final score, I thought, okay, Rawlins is riding the ship a little bit because, I mean, I don't know what it was, but it was a slow start. And
it was a slow start, and we've kind of we've talked about that a little bit too, and I think the kids need to realize that they can play with all these teams, but we're pretty young, and I think we're still building some confidence too, and once they figured out they could, we look pretty good, but we sure can't start like that, and we know it.
So you've got a lot of similar players that basically, when I was looking down the roster, looking at the girls out on the court, it was pretty much the same girls who won a state championship in volleyball, so they certainly had a long and successful season on the volleyball court. As they jump over to the basketball court, do you usually see a couple of weeks of trying to get players acclimated back to the hardwood of the basketball as opposed to the volleyball?
Oh, I think so. I mean, I think the thing that we see carry over though is that these kids are super competitive and, they want to win and they're very coachable. So, I think they work really hard, but I would think it takes a while to kind of switch modes and switch gears. And like we said, just the physicality of basketball, I think is such a game changer, and I think they're adjusting to that. And I thought we saw a lot of improvement as far as that area goes. So, but yeah, I think, I think the chemistry is there with this group. I think they work well together. They get along. So yeah, it's just exciting to see what the season's going to bring. Cause like I said, we're pretty young and I think we'll see a few bumps in the road, but I think as long as they buy into the process, which they have so far, that should be a great season for us.
In points and rebounds, you're led by Jordan Jerome and Mackenzie Earl. Tell me a little bit about what those players bring to the table as a duo.
Yeah, they just really work well together. This is such a different look for us because we haven't had such an inside presence like this, especially with having two people in there. So I think they really look for one another. I think they pass well out of the post too. So, I think they both have these nice give and go passes to Brooke Palmer to get her involved too. So yeah, I just think they bring, they're finishing very well, and when we can get those post touches, I do think it just gets everybody else more involved.
Well, it's got to be nice to have a home tournament this time of season when there's rolling closures on either side of you. What are you looking forward to outside of not having to travel anywhere for this weekend?
Yeah, we're just looking forward to just seeing how we've improved over the break. Like I said, it was really nice to just have some time to flat out practice, because there's so many things we know that we need to work on and focus on. But we honestly, just with having the East-West Challenge and then going the Flaming Gorge, there just wasn't a whole lot of time to do that, So yeah, I'm just hoping the things we've focused on throughout the break will see some improvement in those areas. And then I just really like getting to see these teams from the West that a lot of times we don't see them until state tournaments. So I think it's good for us to learn a little bit about them and, and just get to see some new competition.
As Katie Klein, head coach for the Rawlins Lady Outlaws, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Continuing the Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame show. I said when we went on air, we were probably about 15 minutes away from the start. However, they have yet to begin the countdown clock. I got clarification on the reason for that. There is a JV game happening in the gym next to us in the auxiliary gym of Rawlins and Lyman. That one ran behind schedule of this contest here. So they're waiting for that one to finish. We'll take a break, come back with more pregame coverage. When we return, we'll hear from Jason Hansen, head coach of the Lyman Eagles. This is the pregame show brought to you by Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on mylocalradio.com.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
Jason Hansen joins me after the break. Lyman ready to head out and play some 3A teams finally. How do you feel about that with this Rawlins tournament, the East-West matchups, and getting to play teams that maybe you won't see for a while, but teams that you'd like to see again?
Yeah, definitely. The teams that we're playing this week are kind of, I guess, more our school size, and so it creates a little bit better matchups for us. When you play the 4A schools, you tend to have a couple mismatches with everybody you play. Either they have more size, or they're a little bit quicker, or they just have more players that can play. And so it'll be good to play some teams that are, right where we're at and have about the same amount of players and talent that we have. So.
First couple of tournaments and games out of the way, and the 2019 portion of the season's over with. How did you assess those first few weeks of competition?
I felt like we're right where we need to be. It'd be nice to have a few more wins, but we were competitive for 6 of the 7 losses. We could have easily won all those games if a few things will go our way or if we make a few more plays. And so we're just trying to get better and trying to make those few plays that we need to, instead of having the score being just 4 points and all of a sudden it goes up to 8, maybe we cut it to 0 or take the lead. And so those are the kind of things that we're working on to get better. And so I think we're right where we need to be, and it'll be a good test this weekend to see where we're at.
Whether it was Star Valley or Laramie, some of those games that come down to the wire and end up just going the other way. You're sitting at 2-7. If it's early in the season like it is, and you have a lot of close games that end up going against you, what does that mean to you?
Well, for practice-wise, you have their attention better. The last couple years when you're 8-0 or 9-0 at this point, and you're trying to tell them something in practice, they're not listening as well because they're on top of the world, and right now we're not on top of the world, and so we're trying to figure out what do we need to do to get wins. So they're listening, they're practicing hard, and so we're getting better. We are every day.
Right now, the rebounding differential for you versus opponents is sitting at about -5. Coming into the year, is that something that you anticipated being something you need to work on, or has that been a bit of a surprise?
No, we anticipated that. Last year we had a couple players that could really go out and get the rebound. They were tall, they were athletic, they were big, and so we're not very tall, and we're all about the same size, and so we have to work a little bit harder. We need to. That's something that we're concentrating on in practice, and we're hoping, to be on the plus side of that, and we're hoping to also cut down on our turnovers. We're averaging around 20, and we're trying to get that number down to 15 if we can. So.
And if you're not as big as another team, rebounding comes down to hustle and hard work and good positioning and not giving up on your positioning. As far as turnovers go, what needs to improve to cut that number in half?
We're trying a few things, and our guards, our timing on our execution of our offense. Sometimes we're late getting out and we make a pass and then it gets picked off, or we go to pass and the other person isn't looking. So a lot of it's on execution. Some of it's just we're in a hurry, and so last year we had one person that was kind of in a hurry all the time, and everybody else kind of ran, and she made decisions around us. But now everyone's making decisions, and so everybody has to be on the same page, and so that's going to take some time. And I assume by the time the end of the season rolls around, we'll be at that 15 mark, but it's going to take some time still.
Lyman head coach Jason Hansen, thank you very much. Good luck this weekend.
Hey, thanks very much. Thanks for covering us.
Back here on the Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction pregame show. Still 10 minutes on the clock before we start this game, and I think somebody opened a door or two because it's getting cold in a hurry. We'll take a break and come back with a standout student segment as we'll hear from Hagen Lamoureux, a senior wrestler and football player for the Lyman Eagles. This is the First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball, next on MyLocalRadio.com.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I've got Katie Georges with me, a sophomore at Mountain View High School and now a newly crowned conference champion in cross country. Tell me a little bit about. Just a second with that, had the wrong one loaded. So it's Hagen Lamoureux, not Katie Georges. We heard from her a little bit earlier. She was playing in the game where Mountain View won 53-33. As they defeated Buffalo. Lyman sitting at 2-6 on the season, or 2-7 on the season as part of a 6-game losing streak. So trying to turn that around against a pretty good Rawlins basketball team that sits at 4-4 themselves. They ran into the buzzsaw of 4A competition, kind of the same way Mountain View did just a couple weeks ago, well, about 20 days ago at the Flaming Gorge Invitational. We'll have a couple of games from Pinedale tomorrow. I just got word that Lyman did beat Thermopolis on the boys' side. 63-38 the final over Thermopolis. So Lyman gets the win, goes to over 500 on the season. And we'll be with them tomorrow at 2 p.m. for a contest against Buffalo. Mountain View was playing Buffalo as of 6:30. That game may have gone final, maybe close to going final here in just a bit. Now let's hear from Hagen Lamoureux of the Lyman Eagles. Hagen Lamoureux joins me, a senior for Lyman High School. You just finished your football season, and we'll get back into that in a second. But right now you're sitting in the start of a wrestling campaign that's beginning here. And how are you looking forward to your senior year, and what are your goals for this final year of wrestling for you?
I'm thinking we're sitting pretty good as a team for the most part. My goal is to win state and just do as good as I can throughout the year.
You told me that you wrestle at 145. You sit at about 148, so I imagine Thanksgiving wasn't too torturous for you.
No, it was pretty good.
You know, I don't know if it's changed a little bit. I remember when I was going to high school, guys were dropping ridiculous amounts of weight. It seems like it's a little more tempered now.
Depending on the school, the smaller schools don't go down as far, but the bigger schools will, for sure.
What's your favorite thing about wrestling?
How it's just individual. It's all on you. You don't have to worry about anyone else or rely on anyone else.
If you could, would you change anything about wrestling?
I don't think I would really change anything. Maybe challenges in high school more than anything, or at least at state.
What do you mean?
Like a bad call, we could at least just look at it more.
Oh. We just need to get some cameras set up, and then, kind of like they have at the college level. You've come close to achieving your goal of winning state before. You were in the championship as a freshman, you tell me, and then you were fourth as a sophomore, third as a junior. So you've been right on the cusp. What have you been working on in the offseason to try to get to that, over the hump?
Just going to more camps, doing extra lifting, conditioning, just never wanting to take a break.
What camps have you gone to?
I've went to Colorado ones. I've went to some in Heber and Wasatch, and just kind of around this area more than anything.
Let's move back to football. You had a transition as going from quarterback to running back, but it's not like you weren't running as a quarterback, so you were certainly familiar with that. After a couple of lean years at the football program, you guys could get to host a playoff game. How did that happen? How were you guys able to get over that hump?
I think just more people wanting to work more at it as the season went through. I mean, the last couple of years we kind of had some bad examples of role models, I think, but this year everyone was good to each other and just kind of played as a team more than for themselves.
How much does that, just a couple of individuals trying to look out for the rest of the team, change the atmosphere of a program?
It changes it a lot. It makes more kids want to come out and helps everyone want to get better rather than try and not mess up, in a sense.
You had guys joining the team middle of the year. That certainly probably never happened in the time you've been in football. What was leading the charge for that?
I think more just actually winning and doing good and having people that want to help each other out.
Now, you were all-conference and all-state. What did that mean for you and your program that you thought?
I thought it was great. We had 3 kids at all-state, 2 juniors, so they're going to be great too, and 8 kids is all-conference. We were second to Mountain View with kids total in all-conference, so I think that helped out the program a lot.
Was there really much adjustment for you going from quarterback to running back, considering how much of a run-heavy quarterback you were as a junior?
No, not at all. There wasn't much of a transition.
It was just you weren't taking the snaps.
Snap, yeah.
But sometimes you were.
Yeah, sometimes I would. Yeah.
You had, I think, one passing attempt that I can think of this year, and it went for an interception. What happened on that play?
That play, it was our quarterback got hurt, and we were on the 2-yard line, and coach just said, hey, find this guy, and the ball was kind of slick and just threw it.
I was wondering what happened, because when the ball released, I was like, that can't be how he normally throws. It looked like it kind of slipped out of your hands a bit.
Yeah, it was rainy and cold that day, and it was just not a good play for right then.
Your one of your final regular season games of the year against Grable, you have to readjust the schedule to go and play on a Saturday, so that changes everything. And then you go up, and you guys actually end up getting a running clock on the other team. It had been a few years since that had been on your end, and it kind of showed the growth that this program had made. Then the next week, you're able to seal up a home playoff berth with the defeat of Big Piney. That game was so back and forth, so defensively charged. What was it like to be in a contest like that in front of your home crowd?
It was awesome playing in something like that. I mean, not everyone gets to do that. 6-0, one score. I mean, it was pretty impressive. We had to win by 5 to get home playoff, and won by 6. So.
And early on, Big Piney has the ball, I think, on their 2-yard line. A goal line stand stops that. If they have a field goal kicker, you guys probably aren't playing in front of your home crowd because you win 6-3, but they get the tiebreaker. The tiebreaker was new this year. What did you like it, considering that you're one of the teams that actually was in the midst of the tiebreaker? Did you like the change as opposed to a coin flip, having the point differential come into play?
I think it was great for us, but not as much fair for other teams. I mean, Mountain View took out their varsity for us before anyone else, so that probably helped us out more than anything. I think the coin flip would be a better chance still.
Well, you are getting into the beginning of wrestling, as we'll jump back into that for a second. You're a senior now, so is there extra pressure on you to try to leave this program in good hands with the kids a few grades below you?
I don't really think there's much of a problem with that. We have great kids all the way through. We don't have just one kid that is too selfish or anything like that, so I don't think we have to leave that much of a impression on anyone younger than us, just trying to keep it going rather than making it stop.
What about school? How's that going for you?
School's going pretty good.
Do you have any idea where you want to go or what's next for you after this senior year?
I'd like to be a diesel mechanic and go to WyoTech.
And that's local, isn't it?
It's in Laramie.
Yeah. So you can go there, a 2-year program, or is it even a 2-year?
It's 9 months.
Okay, so you can get out, and then do you want to stay in this area, or you want to move out a little bit?
Depends on where it kind of takes me. I'd rather just kind of move on, but we might come back. I don't know.
Okay. Hagen Lamoureux, senior at Lyman High School. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Chase Sawyer with Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction. Our company has helped thousands of people put their homes, businesses, and lives back together after a fire, flood, storm, or other disastrous event. We work with all insurance companies, and we work for you by being professional, fair, and honest. Our certified technicians are trained in every aspect of restoration, so we can complete each project in a fast and satisfactory way. Call us today, 307-741-7000. Sawyer Disaster Cleanup and Construction.
The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio is back for another year with a bit of a twist. Join me, Jake Hibbert, as I transition from covering Evanston and becoming the voice of the Mountain View Buffs and Lyman Eagles. I'll be live every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. with news, analysis, and guests as we focus on the Bridger Valley and beyond. We'll cover the happenings around the area and across the state landscape. We would also like to welcome onto the show as a regular this year, Dennis Lynch of Auto Farm Chevrolet. Join us every Wednesday on KNYN 99.1 FM in the Evanston listening area for the Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio. If you can't catch it then, don't worry. We'll post all the episodes up to mylocalradio.com, or you can also find it by searching and subscribing to the Wyoming Prep Podcast on iTunes or Google Play. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio, presented by Auto Farm Chevrolet, every Wednesday, August through March on KNYN 99.1 FM in Evanston, or online anytime at mylocalradio.com, or of course at the Wyoming Prep Podcast on wherever you get your podcasts. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio. Come join in on the fun.
We hope you're enjoying this mylocalradio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance in Evanston. Whether it's home, life, renters, auto, or more, Jeff Piper is your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Black's Fork Dental, top-of-the-line dentistry available right in your backyard. thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
Starters being announced right now for the Rawlins Outlaws. As you can maybe hear, it's pretty loud here at Rawlins High School. The Lyman starters for today: Bryce Hanson, Charles C. Rose, Mandy Ayer, Hadley Gross, and Nicole Peden. For Rawlins, Jesse Jerome, Allie Edwards, Brooke Palmer, Jordan Jerome, and Carly Shield. Not in the starting lineup, Mackenzie Earl. I was just told she missed over Christmas break, so she's not starting today. She is in uniform, so I don't know if that means maybe she sits the game, maybe just a quarter, maybe she just doesn't start, but just a miss for practice, so she does not get the start today. We'll see how much she can play or does play throughout this contest as we take a quick look back. Jordan Jerome, the leading scorer for the Rawlins Outlaws, but Mackenzie Earl right behind her at 11.6 points per game. Rawlins at 4-4 on the season. Lyman at 2-7. Welcome onto the broadcast, Kate Bullender. Welcome back. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, Jake?
I'm fantastic. We've got one more basketball game from the Rawlins Winter Classic. Lyman in their bright blue jerseys, white numerals, and Rawlins in the white jerseys, red numerals. Opening tip is between Jordan Jerome and Bryce Hanson, won by Jerome. Jesse takes it and then gives it forward to Brooke Palmer. Quick moving Rawlins teams. Allie Edwards open on the left elbow into Jerome on the blocks, misses the shot. Nicole Peden and Edwards fighting for the board. Jump ball called. So a quick possession arrow switch as Lyman takes over. No score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. And thank you for tuning in to the Sawyer's Disaster Cleanup and Construction pre-game show. Bryce Hanson knocked out of bounds or had the ball knocked out. I didn't see what happened there, Kate.
I'm not entirely sure. She kind of looked like she tripped, but it went off of Rawlins.
It went off of Rawlins, and it's Lyman basketball. 19 turnovers per game. That's something Lyman wants to work on. And that's really at the start of just making crisper passes, more methodical, looking at your ball handler or looking at who you want to throw it to before you let go of it. Bryce Hanson at the key, guarded by Edwards. Good back cut by Rose, but rejected. Causes the student section to come alive a little bit. Jordan Jerome with the block.
That was good. She was left wide open, and then Jerome came over and took in that block to essentially help out her team with defense.
Ends up getting called for the foul, though. So 2 shots for Charles C., and that was a good recovery by Jerome. Just got caught with the body contact there. Charles C. at the line, misses her first free throw. And taking a look at Lyman, 55% on the season from the free throw line. Actually, that's right at the top of 3A girls. Rose goes 0 for 2 from the line, so we're still scoreless. Edwards on the run, bounce passes it off the legs of Nicole Peden. Intended there for Carly Shield. And an inbound on the baseline for Rawlins. Bryce Hanson has to tie her shoe. She's right under the basket for Lyman. Leading scorer, rebounder, assister, blocker, and stealer for the Lyman Eagles is the sophomore. Edwards on the baseline, looking for a passing mate. Goes left side as Jerome. Jordan throws into the blocks to Jesse, then to the opposite side. Edwards is rejected, but Bryce called for the block. Looks like if you get the hand on top of the ball, you better be perfect, as the refs call back-to-back calls on blocks there. Hanson, I think, maybe just a little bit behind, and that's the reason for the call.
I thought it looked clean, but
that's my guess, is that you don't get the benefit of the doubt when you're coming from behind.
No.
First foul on Hanson, and Edwards misses her first free throw. Second shot is in. Allie Edwards on the board, and it's 1-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Almost 1 minute in, Edwards in the one-man full court pressure. Rose across the timeline, tripped up by Jordan Jerome. And a foul number 2 on Jordan. That's 2 quick fouls for the leading scorer and rebounder for Rawlins. And here she comes, Mackenzie Earl, not getting the start today, but makes her first check in 57 seconds into the contest, replacing Jordan Jerome. Sage Bradshaw into the game. And I think I said Hadley Gross. Sage Bradshaw got the start today. I just wrote that down wrong. So Bradshaw, the 5th starter for Lyman. Baseline drive from Nicole Peden. And a foul called on Jesse Jerome. That's 4 fouls in about 1 minute and 5 seconds.
You know, Jake, this is going to be a long game if this keeps up.
Yeah, we got started at 8:04. 3 minutes in real time, but already 4 fouls. Inbound shot, Peden misses it. Rebounded by Brooke Palmer. Palmer over the head pass, over the head of Mackenzie Earl, that is, and out of bounds. Not a lot of clock time clicking off. It's been a decent crowd for a early tournament, but certainly now that Rawlins is here, we're mostly full around the varsity gym on both sides. We've got the band as well, the cheerleaders on the right side of the gymnasium. Bradshaw puts up a floater, misses it. Palmer on the rebound, and an over-the-back foul called against Lyman. 1-4, that's Sage Bradshaw, I think.
Yeah.
And there you go. She's listed as number 11, but you said I think she's number 14. She is number 14 on the jersey. Jesse Jerome in the paint, misses it. Grabs the board, tied up, jump ball. Possession arrow Rawlins. Mackenzie Earl, the inbounder. Looking for someone. We're at about 4 seconds. Bounce pass to Edwards. And a hand check from behind against Bryce Hansen. That's her second.
I'm telling you, we're going to be here till midnight if we're not careful.
Oh, we will be. And that's the 2 leading scorers for both teams out of the game 1.5 minutes into the first quarter. Straight away, three-pointer out of the inbound. Jesse Jerome misses. Sage Bradshaw takes the board, turns around after getting into a trap, backs up, still behind the timeline, passes forward to Mandy Ayer. Ayer at the 10-foot volleyball line, goes right side to Nicole Pete and then to Charles C. Rose. Baseline drive for her, into the lane. Overthrows her intended passing mate, Sage Bradshaw, and a foul called against Bradshaw, I think, on Brooke Palmer. See if it's 1-4 again. Foul number 6. 1 minute, 57 seconds into the game. 1-0. It's Nicole Peden. Her first. I've got 4 fouls for Lyman, and yeah, there's 7 fouls in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah. I think refs do a lot for a game, but when they try to control it, it takes away all the fun from playing basketball.
Edwards to Earl, into the lane, shot up, and a foul. Hadley Gross came in for Bryce Hansen, and I think she's the offender here.
Looks like it.
Puts Earl on the line. First foul on Hadley. 5 team fouls for Lyman. This could decide a first half in quick fashion with these fouls. They're going to have Rawlins in the bonus in no time. Earl swishes the first one in. 2-0 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board is all. Second free throw misses, and the rebound to Charles C. Rose. Sophomore ball handler, guard, wing, forward, whatever you need. Rose throws it ahead to Bradshaw on the right corner. Guarded by Earl. She's backed into a corner, loses possession. Knocked out of bounds and off the hands of Bradshaw. That's a freshman versus senior matchup there, and the veteran presence of Earl looked intimidating against Bradshaw. Full court pressure by Lyman, 4 in the backcourt. Earl against Rose. Throws it into the hands of Palmer. Air on her. Good crossover by Palmer to take it across. 5:38 left as Jesse Jerome takes it. But Sage Bradshaw steals it away. Has Mandy Ayer to her left. Passes it. One drop down and a layup. Good tie game. 2-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board.
It was a nice shot by Mandy Ayer.
Ayer steals it away on the fast break. Nicole Peden up the right sideline. Gives it back to Ayer. Mandy, a senior, and with Bryce Hansen on the bench, they're going to have to get some offense from Mandy. She's delivered 1 in the fast break, gets a steal. That can produce offense. Half-court set up for Lyman. 3 minutes gone by. 8 fouls between the two teams. Lyman with just 1 foul before they put Rawlins into the single bonus. Drive in, Ayer, forces one up. All clean, say the refs. It's out of bounds. Last touch by Rawlins.
Sage Bradshaw is going to inbound the basketball here.
4:50 left in the first quarter. Bradshaw to Gross, up and fouled from behind Allie Edwards. I think that's a foul no matter what game you're in, and got hacked from behind. Hadley Gross on the season has had her struggle shooting, and that includes at the free throw line. 4 of 13, 31% clip. 5 and 21 come in. That's Madison Harris, a senior, and Hope Sinnott, a senior as well for Lyman.
They relieved Nicole Peden and Chelsea. Thank you,
Yeah.
Rose.
Sage Bradshaw and Mandy Ayre stay on as well as Hadley Gross. Ball knocked out of bounds. Bradshaw just kind of couldn't handle the pass.
I don't think she was necessarily expecting it when it came.
Yeah, kind of looked up, and there it was. Went off her knee, and then she tried to dive and save it. Brooke Palmer, the ball handler. Rawlins moving from left to right in this first half. Into the blocks. A good flash in by the defender, Gross, to knock it away from the would-be Earl, who had it point-blank range. And Earl is a great post presence. With Jordan Jerome already out, that takes away the double post presence of Rawlins. It's tie game, 2-2. Palmer puts up a jumper from inside the three-point line on the wing, misses. Madison Harris on the run, gives it to Bradshaw. She's at the top of the key, wide open. Thought about shooting, stutter steps to the free throw line, dishes out to the right side. On the corner, Hope Sinnott sees a flash into the post, looks up, and Allie Edwards steals it away from her. Edwards to Palmer. Rainbow pass over to the right corner, then back to Palmer. Tries a deep three. Mandy Ayre got a piece of it, and it's an air ball as a result. 4:10 left in the first quarter, and a ball knocked out of bounds, or a foul called on Mackenzie Earl. Her first. She replaced Jordan Jerome 57 seconds into the game, who picked up 2 fouls. 5 team fouls for Rawlins now. Madison Harris, bounce pass into the right blocks. Gross had it, and a foul called against Jesse, I think. And do I have Jesse with a foul already?
No, it's another one on Mackenzie.
Mackenzie Earl. You got your number 1 and number 2 scorers for Rawlins out just now halfway through the first quarter in foul trouble for the rest of the first half, really. You only get 5 fouls in high school. Inbound. Bradshaw drives in. Pretty little floater in the right hand, finished by Sage Bradshaw.
What confidence from a freshman.
4-2 after all things said. 11 fouls and 4 points. Air ball three-pointer. Missed there. And Carly Scheel on the attempt. Ball heading Lyman's way. Allie Edwards in the backcourt with Mandy Ayre. 3:41 left in the first period. 4-2, Lyman on top.
Mandy Ayre takes it across the timeline.
Trapped in Bradshaw. Takes it. Oh, she goes tumbling down to the ground. She got tripped up with the feet of Brooke Palmer, who was backpedaling, and the ball goes out of bounds. No whistles, just Rawlins basketball. I'm not going to complain about a no foul call.
No.
In this game, we've already got 11. Palmer bounce pass to the left side. Scheel. Zone defense by Lyman. Trying to work it around from left to right. Back to the left side on the corner. Scheel. Face guarded, bounce pass into the post. Looking for Jesse Jerome. Madison Harris steals it away. She's running with it. Looks out. Gives it to Ayre on the left corner. On the baseline. Turns around. Back to Harris on the left wing. 3 minutes left and a 4-2 score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board in the first period. Bradshaw has it poked out by Edwards. She collects it back into her hands. Peden and Rose setting up to check back in. To the top. Gross overthrows Bradshaw. Edwards got a hand on it, though, who was behind her. So it stays with Lyman. 2:44 left in the first.
Chelsea back in, as well as Nicole Peden.
And they come in. They replace Mandy and Sage Bradshaw. So I think everyone has come out at least once. Peden, a starter, as is Chelsea, back into the game. A rejection by Jesse Jerome on the Hadley Gross shot puts her back to the line. And Gross went 0 for 2 from the free throw line earlier. I just didn't mark it down, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is her second trip.
Well, honestly, it was Rose that went to the free throw line, I think.
She had a couple of free throws, I want to say. She had. I remember mentioning she struggled from the free throw line. May have been a shot on the ground, may have been a foul on the ground, though, and I thought it was a shooting foul.
Okay, that might have been it.
She misses her first. 4-2 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board in favor of Lyman. Great atmosphere here in Rawlins. 0 for 2 trip by Hadley Gross, but a rebound from Hope Sinnott. Out to the right side, Harris steps into a three, good! Madison Harris took a step forward and drained a three. It's apparently just on the 3-point line. It's counted as a 2. 6-2 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Shot in the blocks, rejected from behind, loose ball, fighting for positioning. Coming up with it is Abby Pixler. Then she loses it. Harris to the ground with the basketball, and a whistle blown. A timeout taken by Lyman. We'll take it as well. 6-2 Lyman basketball when we return on a First Bank presentation of Eagles basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Out of the 30-second timeout at 6-2, Lyman over Rawlins. Great atmosphere here on a Friday night. Feels like a conference game. We're still a couple of weeks away from that. Jake Hibbert joined alongside Kate Bullender, and we have 12 fouls in the first 6 minutes. Most of those coming in the first 3, though, so that it's held off a little bit as of late.
I think it kind of goes in strides, that they take a couple of minutes off and then they get in a little run. And
yeah, and this game has got good flow if it just is allowed to have it. Rose from air into the blocks a little bit short, tries to pick up her own board, goes down to the ground, her and Shield tied up, and the jump ball possession arrow with Rawlins. 1:51 left, quarter number 1, 6-2, Lyman over Rawlins. Allie Edwards inbounds for the Rawlins Outlaws to Brooke Palmer. Palmer doing a lot of the ball handling duties. Over to the wing on Edwards. It's Pixler. She's tied up. Gross gets it. And the jump ball back Lyman's way. I think that's 4 jump balls in this first quarter.
Yeah.
The first one came about 10 seconds into it.
I think they're at least justified. Sometimes you get refs that it's a second on the ball and they call it a jump.
No, there's been a lot of tie-ups in this game. It's definitely physical.
Oh, yeah.
Just as I say that, Bradshaw, or Air rather, gets a little forearm shiver.
Another jump ball.
And a jump ball called. Let me see that roster there.
Sage Bradshaw back in the game.
Oh, that's Brooklyn Larson. I had her listed as 0, but 0 or 2. That Brooklyn Larson into the game. And getting charged with that foul. Actually, did that go against 2-3? Is there that went against Jessie Jerome apparently, and is her third. I thought for sure that was against. I think that may have been a miss added because Jerome's not even in the game. And I think they're getting that fixed right now. Bradshaw steps into an elbow shot, misses short. Charles C. Rose with the putback, little bit long, and a baseline rebound by Palmer. I think I saw from the Rawlins side that they said, "Hey, Jerome's not in the game. Give that to Larson."
Yeah.
Jump ball again. Possession arrow Lyman on the Rawlins side. It was Shield tied up. Madison Harris into the game. She replaces Hope Sinnott. 56 seconds left and a 6-2 game. Not a lot of scoring, but it's been an exciting one.
Very.
Bradshaw takes it across the timeline herself. Got a foot ahead of Edwards. Quick forward to Peden. Turnaround shot, and she got called for an elbow out on the turnaround. Peden with the foul, number 6 against Lyman.
It's 2 on Nicole.
And who doesn't have 2 fouls at this point? And it said there was 3 on Jessie Jerome on the board. Was that her third? She got charged with it? Wow. Okay. Okay. So it is. She does have 3. Oh wow. So Jessie with 3 fouls in the first quarter. And another foul. That's 3 on Nicole Peden.
Mandy Air back in for her.
Well, yeah, probably for the half at least.
Yeah.
You've got a player for each side with 3 fouls. 37 seconds left in the first period. That was 2 fouls in about 10 seconds for Nicole. That's
Jake,
about 15.
I got a question for you.
Missed shot. Hold on just a second. Missed shot by Palmer on the 1-and-1. Steal away. Brooke Palmer up ahead to Edwards. She's got a 1-on-3 disadvantage. Likes her odds. Step through. Missed the layup. Gross ties her up. And now, what's your question, Kate?
Are we going to have enough subs by the time we get done with this game?
Well, they had to wait for the JV game to get out for one reason or another, I guess. It is getting to that point. We got 14 fouls in the first quarter. Edwards with 25 seconds left on the baseline inbound. And a foul on the inbound. Is that on Mandy Air?
She kind of looks like it.
No, it's 2-4? 2-4. It was on Rawlins on the push-off.
Oh.
It's on Abby Pixler. Her first. She's got 4 more. Bounce pass and a weak one by Air. Picked off on the run. We have a double dribble. It was Larson on the double dribble. Brooklyn, I didn't see her take it off the right hand, but she must have just, grabbed it with the left a little bit to steady herself.
And that was on Jordan, you said?
No, the double dribble was against Larson.
Larson?
Brooklyn Larson.
Okay.
Charles C. Rose out of the game. Bryce Hansen. Lyman gambling here with a 6-2 lead, putting Hansen back out with 2 fouls. See how she plays defense. You don't want to give up points, but you have to play smart. You cannot put yourself in a position to pick up a third. Nicole Peden already on the bench with 3. Hansen tied up, down to the ground, trying to avoid the jump ball. Throws it out to Harris, but it's out of bounds on the bobbled play on the far sideline. 0-0.6. Looks like the first quarter will end 6-2. Inbound and a full court shot by Palmer is in! It's in! 6-5 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board.
All right, I got to say it. Swish City.
One-handed throw. And Coach Hansen is rightfully saying that shot shouldn't count because, yes, the clock was slow, but you cannot, with 0.6 seconds, take the ball, throw it back, and toss it. The clock would have run out in a real situation. However, this is preseason basketball. It's in Rawlins, baby. That shot counts. 6-5 at the end of the first. We'll be back in a minute on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com. 6 points Lyman, 5 for Rawlins.
When do you schedule doctor appointments?
In bed before I fall asleep.
In the car waiting to pick up my kids.
We can even do it after breakfast.
We all lead busy lives. Online appointment scheduling puts you in control. In just 90 seconds, you can make an appointment with a primary care provider or specialist at evanstonanytime.com. Select the day and time most convenient for you. Enter some basic information, and just like that, you're scheduled for care. Schedule appointments for next day and beyond at evanstonanytime.com.
Back here in the second quarter, Kate, I think you blew everyone's ears out when that shot went in.
I'm sorry. I didn't think it was going to go. That was like a Jesse Barker shot a few years ago for Evanston.
A three-quarter court shot and a rejection at the three-point line. And just like Jesse Barker's shot, it shouldn't have counted. That took too much time. But, the clock had not run out. And that's all that matters, I guess.
Yeah.
It's the first field goal of Rawlins' game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's their first field goal of 2020. Put that one in the time capsule.
Jake, guess what?
What?
We got another foul.
7:47 and 13 seconds into the second quarter. Madison Harris goes to the line, single bonus, misses it. And that foul went to number 20, Allie Edwards, her first. That can't be. Is that, wow, all right, that's her first.
All right.
Into the zone, into the lane. It's picked up by Bryce Hansen. She's playing with 2 fouls. Gross up ahead, loses her dribble. turns around, spins. Mackenzie Earl back into the game. Hanson in the blocks. Through to Bradshaw. Off the glass. Good and a foul. No, it's no good, but there's a foul. Also, Jordan Jerome into the game. She's got 2 fouls. Her sister, Jessie, with 3. Mackenzie has 2 fouls. Mackenzie Earl into the game. Bryce Hanson with 2 fouls in the game. You seeing a trend here?
Yeah.
Everyone's in because you know what? You don't have a choice.
I'm kind of surprised at how physical they're still being, even though almost everyone is in foul trouble right now.
Well, there's a rule in basketball. You can play one-on-one if it gets to that point. If everyone keeps fouling out, you can play 1-on-0, I guess, if that person fouls out as well. Bradshaw goes 2 of 2 from the free throw line. And it's 8-5. Earl for a wing 3. Bank shot, good. 8:27 p.m. and a bank is open for Mackenzie Earl. A timeout taken by Coach Katie Klein and the Rawlins Outlaws. Back in a minute on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com. Reese Auto Service, second quarter, 8-8 tie game.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
8-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Kate, I got a problem. I only have 7 points accounted for Rawlins and only 6 for Lyman. So I got 2 points from Mandy, 4 points from Sage Bradshaw. Who am I missing? I'm missing Mandy Ayer's shot. There we go. No, I got that one in.
Yeah. Did you get?
Oh, Madison Harris.
Yep.
I did not get hers.
Okay.
It's Lyman basketball. We'll figure out the Rawlins point in a second. And it's Caroline Bradshaw throws it away, intended for Harris. Fast break running. Shield turns around, has the ball poked out of her hands. Pick back up Earl to Palmer. To the left side, Allie Edwards hit hard on the pass intended for Jordan Jerome. Mandy Ayers steals it away. 3 players set to come in for Lyman. We'll see Caroline Bradshaw for the first time at the next dead ball for the Lyman Eagles. Out to the left baseline, it's Hadley Gross. Beyond the three-point arc, she passes into Bradshaw, turns around into the post. Hanson to Gross, she overshoots it. Rebound Rawlins. Still 8-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Jordan Jerome throws into the post looking for Edwards. Taken away by Gross. Bumped and ball knocked out of her hands. Harris is tripped up. No foul call, just Lyman basketball. Now for Rawlins, I should have, let's see, a make from Earl and a make from Edwards, and I did not have a make from Edwards. There we go. All right, got all my points accounted for.
Good, I'm glad.
There's been too many fouls. I've been trying to keep track of those. I forgot to keep track of points. And to be fair, there haven't been that many. I forgot basketball was a game that you could score in. Mandy Ayers on the left wing, free throw line extended, out to Caroline Bradshaw. She stutter steps after a head fake, drives in one dribble, then back out to Bryce Hanson. Deep 3 from Bryce. Ooh, air ball, missed that. And Jordan Jerome with the rebound. Gives it ahead to Brooke Palmer. On the run, Mackenzie Earl. Pull-up shot from mid-range, misses short. Jerome on the putback. Hanson straight up and down, forces the air ball by Jerome. Rebound Lyman. Chelsea Rose with it. Ahead to Lyman's Mandy Ayers. She jab steps at the top of the key with the left-hand dribble. She moves off to her right to Hope Sinnott into the game on the right wing, then to Hanson. Open for 3, tries this one. In! 11-8 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Bryce Hanson finally gets a seal broken, her first score. 5:23 left in the second period, brought to you by Reese Auto Service. Trusted mechanics at Reese Auto Service can work on any engine, large or small, in Lyman, Wyoming. Jerome hacked as she goes up. Caroline Bradshaw on the foul, and Jerome to the line. Caroline getting her first play of the day, and on the year she's appeared in 6 games, has shot 4 of 13 from inside the arc, 2 of 11 from beyond, 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Jordan Jerome hits her first free throw. Jerome with 2 quick fouls. She was out for the rest of the first period, played just 57 seconds into it. Goes 2 of 2 from the free throw line. averages 12 points and 7 rebounds a game. Mandy Air at the wing. Drives in, then gives it out to Hope Sinnott. 5:05 left in the recital service second period. Baseline drive, turnaround as the double comes in. Hanson works her way out of it, then to the top of the key, Mandy Air. Under 5 minutes to play. Air puts the ball on the ground. Looks back to Bradshaw. That's Caroline. Has options to the right, to the left. Throws it. Elbow to Hanson. Foul called on Edwards. I think that's her second. It's on 2-0.
Yep,
that's Allie Edwards. And second foul for Allie. And are we at team foul 11?
I think. I don't know. I'm not keeping track of fouls.
We're past 10.
Yes.
And we were already at that 10, so we're at least 11. Hanson misses the first. Welcoming in from wherever you're listening or watching on mylocalradio.com, Lyman versus Rawlins. Day one of the Rawlins Winter Classic, a battle of 3A teams from the Northwest, Southwest, Southeast, and Southwest. Hanson makes her second, rattled off the front of the rim and rolled forward for the make. 12-10 Lyman up top by 2 points now. Jerome handled in a jump ball or a foul. I think it's a hand check called against Sage Bradshaw. 2-0 instead. It's Hadley Gross with the foul. 1-and-1 free throws still for Rawlins. That's Jordan Jerome to the line and Gross's second.
You know, I think if you're these two teams, you got to start making them from the free throw line or you're not going to score tonight.
And Jerome does not make it from the free throw line because, we're looking at 2 field goals for Rawlins, both of them three-pointers. For Lyman, they had 2 in the first, 2 in the second. 0 for 4 from the free throw line was Lyman in the first quarter. They're 3 of 4 in the second. Hanson throws it to Bradshaw. She chased it down. Then to Sage Bradshaw. Baseline shot over Jerome, but misses. Gets her board, though. Turns it to Gross. She cups the ball out to Air. Fakes a 3. Steps in. Puts up a high floater. Misses a little bit long. Mackenzie Earl for Rawlins on the rebound. 4:21. Quick ahead pass to Palmer. Shield with it on the left wing. Back to Earl. Then to Palmer. Over to Shield on the corner. Misses short. Air ball 3. Caroline Bradshaw on the run. Overthrows Bryce Hanson and out of bounds. 4:08 on the clock. Second quarter brought to you by Reese Auto Service. Madison Harris set to come in for Bryce Hanson. Rawlins basketball, far sideline inbound from Mackenzie Earl to Palmer. Shield has it, back to Palmer, open for 3, tries it, misses short. Chases her own board down though. Tosses it to the right wing. From the wing to wing, out to the corner. Shield, double team against this zone, trying to find some openings. They've got Earl open on the corner for a tray. Misses long. Rebound by Bradshaw. That's Sage on the run. Tries to get past Palmer, then backs up, crosses over, gives it to Caroline to the right wing. It's Mandy Air with the basketball. 3:34, 2 steps and an easy travel call for the refs there. Turnover Lyman. Brittany Larson checks in for Rawlins. First time for her today.
Hope Sinnott's in for Mandy.
And it's Shield out, Carly Shield out for Rawlins. And Sinnott into the game. As just mentioned, Earl baseline against Gross. A foul. It's a block. No, it's just stepped out of bounds. Mackenzie got caught on the baseline, putting the right foot on the ground on the black. 12-10, the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Double dribble by Sage, and we were right there. That was obvious. That was a definite double dribble call. A lot of pressure in this game. I can't fault either team too much for these turnovers. It's a physical game. I credit them for playing tough. That's brave to do with the fouls that have been called. Into the blocks, a steal away. Too many of those for Rawlins, but quick back, trying to pass to head. Gross didn't look for Sinnott. A hack by Gross is foul number 3. 2 shots for Jordan Jerome.
You can see Coach Hanson, he's rolling his eyes. He doesn't know what to do, I don't think.
And he's not rolling his eyes that wasn't a foul. It definitely was. She got her from the side. 3rd foul on Gross, and you're running out of players. Bryce Hanson has not picked up a foul in the second quarter, so she's still at 2. Nicole Peden sat the entire second so far, and Hanson is the one to come back in if they make it, but they don't. 0 of 2 trip for Jerome and missed free throws. Huge right now. Out to the left side, Hadley Gross walked with it. 3:01 left in the second quarter, brought to you by Reese Auto Service. Give Reese Auto a call at 307-747-6450. Mackenzie Earl has the basketball for Rawlins to the elbow. Larson throws up off the glass, misses everything. Rebound, Sage Bradshaw, an immediate reach-in foul against Rawlins. I didn't catch the number. The referee comes to the scores table now. 1-5, Mackenzie Earl's third foul.
Ew.
She didn't even start the game.
No.
Can't do too much about that, though. She came in with 7:03 left in the first quarter. Bradshaw makes her first free throw.
They switch her out for Jessie Jerome.
And Jessie Jerome playing with 3 fouls. Comes in for Mackenzie Earl. 2:50 left in the second quarter. 13-10 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Bradshaw in the second, misses short. Rebound to Rawlins. Palmer takes it across for the Outlaws, moving from left to right. It's a 3-point game, 13-10 here in the second quarter. Jerome to the right wing. It's Allie Edwards with the basketball. Quickly to Palmer, then to Jerome. Turnaround, Jordan drains it. Jordan Jerome, first field goal for her in the game. Overthrow, and Hanson tosses it over the head of Sennett. Madison Harris replaces Hope. 13-12 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. I think the atmosphere has to help out the fact that this game doesn't have many points, but every play is so highly anticipated by this crowd. It's adding to the intensity of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Jerome, that's Jesse with it on the left corner. Quickly to Edwards, swing around to the right side. Pop up to the top and then swing back to Edwards on the wing. Palmer with it. 2 minutes left in the second quarter. That's brought to you by Reese Auto Service. Palmer can't handle a weak pass. It was underthrown by Jerome. Mandy Air rips that one out of the air. Air open on the left wing. Doesn't try for the shot. Instead goes inside to Charlesy. She's hit. Nothing called in the rebound. Rawlins. Palmer across the timeline. 1:40 left. Second period. 1-point game. Lyman versus Rawlins. Lyman on top. Jerome to Edwards. Allie on the left wing. Skips it to the right side. Open is Larson. Drains it from the corner on the baseline shot. Brittany Larson with 2 on the board. And Rawlins leads for the first time today. Quick miss on the Lyman side leads to an Allie Edwards fast break shot. She got tripped up, missed it. Rebound by Lyman. Charles C. on the run. She steps through, draws contact with Jessie Jerome. Foul number 4. 1:08 left in the second period.
If you're the Rawlins coach, you have 9 people on your bench or in your.
Yeah, for who they play,
Yeah.
You know, who they played all year long. They may have to dig a little deeper, but who knows how many quarters are left.
Yeah.
I guess it's a JV tournament only. There's no sophomore games, so everyone should have at least 2. Charles C. Rose makes on the first free throw. She's 1 of 3 from the line. Bryce Hanson out of the game. I don't think as a coach you ever plan for the scenario that one of your starters has 4 fouls in the first half and 2 of your other players, your leading scorers, have 3. Early lane entry by Brooke Palmer after the Charles C. Rose free throw miss negates that one and leads to try it again.
I missed a free throw from last time at the line. Do you know who that might have been?
Oh, my goodness. Sage Bradshaw, perhaps?
I have heard 2 of 2.
I have her 3 of 4.
All right.
And Charles C. on that third attempt makes it. So in the book, she's 2 of 4 in the game. 15-14, Lyman on top of Rawlins. 1 minute left. Drive into the lane and dish it into the hoop. Brooke Palmer with a quick response. That's as quick of an offensive response as we've seen all game long. Caroline Bradshaw for Lyman to Mandy Air. She drives into the lane herself. Left-handed scoop shot, no good. Rebound Palmer. She's pushing the tempo. 45 seconds left in the first half. Turnaround shot, Jordan Jerome misses everything on it. Rebounded, Hope's in it. Bradshaw ahead to Rose, overthrows her. Rose puts it up anyways, and it's good! 17-16 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Free throw line shot response by Palmer. She claps her hands, looks to the student section and says, let's go. It's back to Rawlins with the lead. On the Lyman side, it's a miss from Rose. Rebound for Rawlins. Palmer again taking it forward. Tries a deep three. No good. Bradshaw fighting for the board. No good for her. It's Jordan Jerome instead. She misses. 1 second left on the baseline. Lyman ball, but with 0.6. That's the same time that remained last time. They bring Bryce Hansen in for one thing and one thing only. To inbound to try to, I was going to say they're going to get her to shot, but instead they're going to try to maybe throw it down. A deep shot for Hansen through the hands of Mandy Air. No shot to end the second period. And Rawlins on top, 18-17 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. We had 24 fouls in the first half, I think. 35 points. 10 minutes and we'll be on our way to the third period. That was the Reese Auto Service second. A thrilling first half. See what the second has in store. This is the First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on mylocalradio.com.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
Trona Valley Federal Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial institution. When you become a member, you are an owner of the credit union. We believe in people over profit, and that impacts the way we do business from our overall structure down to the smallest detail. Our philosophy sets us apart, and we're here for you. Earn more with our high-yield checking account, start a savings goal, check out our competitive loans, and much more. Become a member today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. Member NCUA.
Sometimes getting the whole family scheduled for a dental appointment is hard. Different days, different times, and then how do you pay for it all? These problems have been solved by Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View because we serve patients of all ages. It's easy to schedule the whole family on the same day, so you just make one trip. We accept most insurances, and if you don't have insurance, we offer an in-house discount so the whole family can have a healthy smile. Don't wait. Call today. Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View, 307-782-3630.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same day and next day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
At the half, it's 18-17. Rawlins on top of Lyman on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 6-5 after one quarter, and the lull continued until about a minute and a half to go, maybe 2 minutes left in the second period. And then Brooke Palmer for Rawlins really ramped things up and alone forced the tempo for both teams, I think.
I would say so.
She finishes in the half with 4 points, make it 7 in the half. 4 from Mackenzie Earl with 4 points. 4 points from Jordan Jerome. 2 from Brittany Larson. 1 point from Allie Edwards. And let's add that all up together. I think that equals 18. Yes, it does. 4 points from Bryce Hansen. Charles C. Rose has 4 as well, 2 from Mandy Ayer. Sage Bradshaw leading the way for Lyman with 5 points, and 2 points from Madison Harris. There we go. So that's the story from the scoring standpoint, but the real story is 13 fouls for Rawlins, 10 for Lyman. That includes 4 fouls for Jessie Jerome, 3 for Jordan Jerome. Or no, she might just have 2 still. I thought she picked up a third, but she.
Who was that?
Jordan Jerome.
Oh, I think
I think she's still at 2, actually.
I think so.
3 for Mackenzie Earl, 2 for Allie Edwards. And then on the Lyman side, we've got 3 for Nicole Pete. She did not play at all in the second quarter. Hadley Gross with 3, Bryce Hanson with 2, Sage Bradshaw with 2, at least, and a whole lot more. So fouls really controlled this. It seemed, I don't know if it's the refs letting them play more, or if it's just the pace of play. Players had to start playing more straight up and down later in the second quarter because everyone was in foul trouble.
It kind of seemed like that, but at the same time, there was girls that were flopping on top of each other that I'm like, I would never do that if I was in this much foul trouble. But it doesn't seem like they care. They're going to go out. They're going to play basketball. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to go for that ball. And if they get called for it, well, send the next person in their place.
I think for both teams, this has got to be the best atmosphere either's played for.
Oh, yeah.
With this crowd, it's full. Friday night basketball. The game got started just a shade after 8 o'clock. And we were worried that this game was going to go until midnight. It tipped off at 8:04. Right now sitting at 8:48. The game, after being slowed down so much early on, did eventually get moving. I think so far the play of the game has been the shot by Brooke Palmer, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Yep. Brooke Palmer. 3/4 court make, and you can't practice. I guess you do practice it a little bit, but never. It's more like after practice or in gym class. She drained it.
She did.
Right on target.
She was seriously kind of like a baseball pass that I'm just going to chuck it. And you know what? I sat there, I'm like, that looks good.
Yeah.
And it swished.
Yeah. And I thought at the end of the second quarter, when the same amount of time was left on, Coach Hansen, who he vehemently protested the counting of that bucket for good reason. 0.6 of a second is enough for a catch and shoot. It's not enough time for a catch. Let me cock it back and throw it. But it's high school basketball. It's going to happen. If the buzzer hasn't sounded and the refs see that, they're going to count it.
Yeah.
Now they can talk about it and say, hey, we should have started the clock sooner. But I thought when the same situation presented itself for Lyman and he checked Bryce Hanson back in, I thought he was going to have her do the same thing. Instead, they went for her inbounding, trying to throw it down to Mandy Ayer closer to a three-point shot. Ended up for not. Can't really fault him either way.
No.
It's a freak play if it happens either way. 3.5 minutes before the start of the third quarter. Kate, how about you run us through some of the stats? I've got just before 5 of 19 shooting from the field for Lyman, 26%, 6 of 22 for Rawlins at 27%. You've got it broken down a little bit more specifically than that. Let's see what these first half stats look like.
So any points that were for 2, they're at 25%. Any three-pointers, they're sitting at 33%.
And that's sitting at 1 for 3 for Lyman and 2 for 7 from Rawlins.
Yeah. As far as Lyman goes with free throws, they're sitting at 46%. Honestly, if it's me, that's got to improve. Your points are going to come from the free throw line. That comes from Rawlins and Lyman. That's got to improve. They have 14 turnovers for Lyman, 10 rebounds, 7 steals, and a block. Rawlins, they're sitting at 27% from 2, 29% from 3, 40% from the free throw line, 10 turnovers, 13 rebounds, 3 steals, and a block.
And you mentioned the free throw line. Not just the misses that we see. How many single bonus shots never got to a second shot? You miss one, it only counts for 1 in the stat book. It's essentially 2 misses.
Seriously. I don't know how many of those that were missed, but I guarantee Coach Hansen, this is going to be one of the things that they work on in practice. When I played basketball, when we had a game like this, you go in, you can't leave the gym until you make 15 free throws in a row.
And same for Coach Klein for the Rawlins Outlaws. It's an athletic bunch on both sides. This Rawlins Outlaws team is basically the same group of girls who won a state volleyball championship a couple months ago. The offense has come and gone for them. They have 3 girls on the season averaging 10 points or more per game, but we've seen them play Evanston where they've got very, very few points in the first half. 18 points for them in the first half. It's all right because Lyman has 17, but We looked at the shot percentage specifically on the free throw line for both sides. Needs to improve. We'll be back in 90 seconds with the third quarter. 18-17. Rawlins leads Lyman on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on mylocalradio.com. With mylocalradio.com, you get to stay up to date with Lyman and Mountain View sports by watching all of the games live in the convenience of your own home. Now you get to keep up with your coaches, athletes, and teachers throughout the week with the Bridger Valley Coaches Corner. Weekdays during the school year, the Bridger Valley Coaches Corner will run on KNYN 99.1 FM at 3 p.m. and keep you up to date with the most interesting storylines from Lyman and Mountain View in football, volleyball, basketball, swimming, running, golf, and more. We'll also check in with different students and teachers from the two schools throughout the year. 3 p.m. Monday through Friday on KNYN 99.1 FM is the Bridger Valley Coaches Show presented by mylocalradio.com. Stay connected.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
18-17 on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board. Rawlins out onto the court. Change in starters. It's Jordan Jerome, Mackenzie Earl in place of Jesse Jerome, Allie Edwards, Carly Shield, and Brooke Palmer. And I would say Mackenzie Earl would be starting one way or another. She just didn't start because she missed some time over Christmas break. So just a coach's decision. You know, you're not going to start. You missed some practice. We'll get you in. But one way or another, she would be starting anyways because Jesse Jerome, 4 fouls in the first half. For Lyman, Mandy Ayer, Charles C. Rose, Sage Bradshaw, Nicole Peden playing with 3 fouls, and Bryce Hansen. Same starting 5 for Lyman. Possession arrow in favor of Rawlins, and it switches over to Lyman as Rawlins starts this third period. 1 point lead, Rawlins in the white jerseys, red numerals and red lettering at the top of the jersey, going from right to left. Jordan Jerome to Palmer at the top, swing around to the right corner. Back to the free throw line. Palmer drives into the lane, dishes off to Jerome. She's up, trying to draw the foul against Peden, no dice. Rebound, Shield, and the putback in. Big shot right out of the break for Rawlins. Carly Shield with her first bucket today. Sage Bradshaw with the basketball, double team trap, turns around, not much room, 5-second clock's ticking away, rolls it basically underhand to Rose. She tries to find someone into the hands of Allie Edwards instead. On the run, Edwards, layup, good. Rawlins has taken control of this game early on in quarter number 3 with back-to-back points in the first 45 seconds after going 7 minutes and 59 seconds to start the game without a field goal. Missed shot on the Lyman side, a hasty offensive put-up. Jerome with the rebound, and it's off to Jerome for Rawlins, back outside to Palmer. Left wing to Allie Edwards, skip to the right. Carly Shield has it, 6:47 left in the third quarter. Jerome on the left wing, head fakes, goes to the free throw line, dishes right side, trying to find Mackenzie Earl on the baseline, knocked away, back to Earl, just inside the three-point line, misses long. Charles C. Rose on the board, gets it to Hansen. Hansen pushing the tempo. She has just 2 points in the game. Euro step through, misses short. Air on the putback. Got hit, no good. And Jerome called for a foul from behind. She had all ball but came from behind in the shot. Or 2 shots from the free throw line for Mandy Ayer upcoming. I saw that one. Jordan Jerome upset for good reason. She was right on top of the ball, but again, coming from behind at an angle. Mandy Ayer makes the first free throw. Lyman shot 46% in the first half, I believe, from the line. Is that right?
46, yes.
Yes. And Rawlins was 40%. Second shot, no good, but Bryce Hansen with the putback. And Lyman is within 2. 22-20 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 3 points for Lyman, 4 points for Rawlins. No, make it, yeah, we got 4 points for Rawlins. Missed shot on the Rawlins end, Nicole Peden on the rebound. Hansen gets the throw ahead. She'll take it across. Edwards guards her at the Rawlins midline circle. 2 minutes gone by in quarter number 3. At the left wing, Hansen picks up her dribble, finds Charles C. Rose, gets a screen from Peden, dish out to the right side. Sage Bradshaw to the baseline. Charles C. Rose tripped up by Jerome. Oh, that was foul 3, and that is foul number 4 for Jordan Jerome. She picks up 4 fouls, 5:48 left in the third, and in comes Brittany Larson. This is a moment for Lyman to take control of the game. Both Jerome sisters on the bench with 4 fouls for who knows how long. Baseline short corner shot in for Bryce Hansen. Tie game 22-22 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Big swing there for Rawlins, or against Rawlins after getting 4 points. Then they lose Jordan Jerome. Mackenzie Earl throws it into space, skip to the left corner. Larson back up top to Palmer, flash into the post. Earl takes it, spins around, and Bryce Hansen picks up her third.
Was it Bryce or was it on Sage?
We'll see. 1-2, that's on Bryce. That's big. And I think Coach Hansen will trust Bryce to play with foul trouble. At this point, he's not left with too many options. This is a big moment for Lyman. Hansen does stay in, guarding Earl. Lets her go by, and Earl delivers. Hansen tried to stab at the ball and then kind of let Mackenzie Earl go by.
Smart move by Bryce.
On the wing, 5:11 left. Rawlins up by 2 points. 24-22 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Left wing, Mandy Air with the basketball. Back to Bryce Hansen. She's controlling the offense at the top of the key. May have a chance to get a step on. Look down to Peden. Perfect flash into the post and delivery to Nicole Peden.
She was left wide open and was just able to go straight in for the bucket.
No wasted time by the senior post. About 5'7", but a post all the way around is Nicole Peden. 24-24 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Bounce pass from Larson to Larson. Misses it. Allie Edwards chases down the rebound on one bounce at the left wing. Earl takes it at the corner. Back up top to Palmer. Tries to take the lead with a 3. No good. Off to the left. Peden boxes out and comes up with the rebound. Tie game. 4:25 left. And a steal away. Larson can't hold on to it herself. Back to Lyman, but then Mandy Air throws it away. Intended for Charles C. Rose. Hadley Gross into the game for Peden. Madison Harris in for Lyman as well. She replaces Charles C. Rose. Tie game. 2 fouls for Rawlins, both of those in the half by Jordan Jerome. Caroline Bradshaw wants to get a check in late as well. She is allowed in for twin sister Sage. You know, you never mind as a broadcaster having fraternal twins on the court. As opposed to the identical. We saw a couple of those yesterday in Brock's, the Storboard twins. I'd much rather differentiate between Caroline and Sage. I can tell the two of them apart. 4:08 left, drive in. Allie Edwards dishes out to the right side. Skip to the left corner. Larson has time, shoots it up from the corner, misses short. Hadley Gross on the board, running with it, gives it ahead to Bradshaw. She throws it to the left side. Harris throws it up, is rejected, out of bounds by Palmer. And Bryce Hansen tried to save it. And she may have. No, the ball went out before Hansen touched it, so it stays with Lyman. 3:52 left in the third period. Gross to Harris. Back to Hansen. She's at the corner, drives into the lane. Floater misses short. Air hits the bottom of the board on the putback. Another Lyman rebound and a foul called. Hold up. No, it's just out of bounds. Stays with Lyman again. It was out of bounds on Rawlins. Baseline inbound, left of the hoop for Hansen. Looks for Gross, finally finds her on the right side. She'll try a 3. Ooh, close on that, missed it. Hansen chases down the rebound on the left wing. 3:36 left in the third quarter. Crossover, baseline drive, turnaround from Hansen. Up top to Harris. Throw down into the post. And Mackenzie Earl just picked up her 4th foul.
She's upset about that one.
And so is the entire Rawlins faithful. The groans come in from behind us. And the student section looks a little deflated.
Yeah.
I think they've been deflated ever since the 4th foul on Jordan Jerome. 4th foul on Earl forces Abby Pixler. I assume the younger sister of Hunter Pixler? Okay. Hunter Pixler graduated last year. Abby a sophomore. Bryce Hansen turnaround, 6-foot floater, good. Hansen coming alive in the third quarter. 6 points for her. 26-24 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Nicole Peden will check in at the next dead ball. 3:12 left in the quarter. Baseline turnaround. Larson is tied up by Caroline Bradshaw. Her second. I'm nowhere close on my fouls. I just look at the board because I had to stop counting.
Well, I'm not keeping track. So
yeah, we're neither one.
Sorry.
We're giving up trying to keep track of the fouls.
Well,
It went against Hadley Gross?
Did it? Oh, wow. That's her 4.
Huh. Never mind. I thought it was Bradshaw, but it's a 4th on Hadley, apparently. And I think Coach Hansen just realized that as well. She's going to get Charles C. Rose in. Hadley straight up and down defense. Nothing wrong with that. Pixler on the putback. Peden, strong board down, and a foul. Like that board by Nicole Peden. She went up into triple coverage and ripped it down.
She's not always the tallest, but she's got that body that she can just rip it down. She's strong.
She's strong. She has good timing.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? Sometimes as a post, when you're not that tall, you can't do a lot in scoring, but you can rebound.
And she boxes out.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got a good, quick finish in the post. She's not going to have a lot of moves, but if you get her the ball in positioning, she will finish.
She will.
Foul on Allie Edwards. I caught Coach Hansen's attention when I said I had no idea who the foul was on or how many there were, and he just started laughing. I think both coaches at this point in the game would say, who knows how many fouls I have.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Mandy Air to Charles C. Rose. Still behind the timeline, close to a walk by Charles C. Peden tries to finish from 8 feet away, and a good move and a finish by Peden. 4 in the quarter for her. 28-24, and Lyman has controlled this game. First after Jordan Jerome came out, and now with Mackenzie Earl and Jesse Jerome with 4 fouls as well. Not the game you want for Rawlins.
No.
Rawlins with the basketball. Larson on the right corner. Bounce pass to Palmer. Then the left side, Allie Edwards. Back to the right side, it's Palmer. She puts the ball on the ground at the free throw line. Back out to the left corner. Then to Edwards on the wing. 2:13 left. Right side, Larson. Double team trap. The Lyman zone defense is working quickly, but finally a foul comes in. I believe it's against Madison Harris. 2-1 is the call. That's Harris. I don't know. That's her first foul.
Oh, really? Good for her.
How about that?
Bryce back in for Mandy.
28-24 the score. 2:08 left in the third period. Bryce Hansen with 6 points in the quarter, 10 in the game. Leading the way with Lyman on the season at 12.4 per contest. Lyman on a 6-game losing streak, trying to break that and trying to do so in hostile territory. A very good showing by the Rawlins faithful tonight. Has made a great non-conference basketball season in an early tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Bounce pass to Brooke Palmer. These are two teams who could face off against each other in the state tournament later on this year. Missed shot from 3. Palmer comes up with the board, though, and it's put back. 28-26 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Palmer got the shot in. The board was actually by Brittany Larson.
Oh.
Or Carly Shield. It was Carly Shield, I think, with the board. And a foul comes in, I think, or just out of bounds. Yeah, foul, maybe. Who knows? I think it's maybe just out of bounds. I didn't see a ref come to the scorer's table. Left side, Rose given space to shoot from 3. Does not. Into the blocks instead. Fake, up and under. Hansen draws contact as Pixler, the offender.
You said it earlier that Bryce kind of does it all. She can play point, she can play the wing, she can be in the post. She's kind of just that Swiss Army knife, and a lot of these Lyman players are. They can do a lot of different positions. That gives them a lot of different looks all over the court.
And it gives them a lot of different ball handlers or post press. They post up Bryce right now because they see the mismatch.
Mm-hmm.
If Charles C. has a mismatch, they go there. Peden, she's pretty much a strict post player, but she also garners a lot of I think ability. She's always going to be following shots, so you can put players in different positions and know you're going to have rebounding as well. Bryce made the first and second, I believe.
No, she missed
the first, made the second. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And a stoppage of play. Kendall Dickerson.
She 15? Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Kendall
I changed
Dickerson,
that earlier.
15. Sage Bradshaw. And that's just the roster is not correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just had a stoppage of play because of a question of the same thing we were asking ourselves at the beginning of the game is that, Sage is 14 today. And you thought she was. You were right. You remembered her jersey number being 14. I think you look at the jersey numbers more often than I do because you got the stats right in front of you. Out to the right side. And it's picked off. Hope Sinnott on the run, all alone for the moment. From the left side, misses short. Tried to go up with the right hand. That's fundamentals. You got to use that left as she fell short there. You don't have the same angle all the time.
No.
29-26 the score. Larson with the basketball. 55 seconds left in a barn burner here today. 29-26, quarter number 3 in Rawlins High School. Rawlins with the basketball. Larson out to Shield. She'll bounce pass it up top, back to Larson. Skip to the corner. Palmer gets through one defender, and Hansen is called for a foul. Number 4. And no argument from Bryce there. Just a look of, oh man, I did it.
She looked immediately at her dad and put up 4 fingers.
Yep. And no one's coming in for her. They're going to play this one out, at least for the moment. Ooh, big miss by Brooke Palmer. Got to check the percentage after that. 46% shooter for Brooke. Mandy Ayer does check in now for Bryce. Her 4th foul. And Coach Hansen doing a little bit of coaching right now, saying when you have 3, you got to go straight up and down. You can't get caught in the air. Palmer makes up for that first mighty miss and drains the second. 29-27 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Hope Sinnott throws to Ayer. Oh, knocked away. And Lyman's getting a little sloppy right now, as we've seen them do in stretches. Short corner shot by Rose is good. Nonetheless, the turnovers, they need to slow down just a little bit. Just think about it before they make that pass. 10 seconds left. 4-point lead for Lyman. Rawlins basketball. Larson with it at the top of the key, out to the corner. It's Shield, double teamed, Dickerson and Rose. Rose comes away with it, throws it forward, and the quarter ends. Lyman on top by 4, 31-27 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. This is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on mylocalradio.com.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
Fourth quarter about to begin, and over the break we saw both Nicole Peden and Bryce Hansen check back in. Peden with 3, Bryce with 4. 8 minutes to go on the clock and a 4-point lead for Lyman. What's the coach thinking here, putting them in at 8 minutes? Is it just we got to get offense?
We got to get offense. You have Bryce that has that offensive ability. You have Nicole Peden that can also put up points, but she can rebound the ball. And typically she doesn't foul when she goes in for the rebound, so you can put her in here, just stay straight up and down.
And I think there was a lot of that discussed. None of the players for Rawlins with 4 fouls enter the fourth period into the game. So Rawlins going with a different strategy, and Coach Klein into the blocks. Peden up off the glass, good, and the harm. Fist pump by Nicole Peden after the make. 33-27 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Foul number 4 on number 12, Brooke Palmer.
No, that was put on 32.
You're right. Yeah, that was Bryce Hansen last time. I was too quick on the trigger there.
Yep, you were.
I was going to say, I don't remember Brooke having that many fouls.
I don't have who that is.
32. All right, well, let's pull a roster up. Ashley Hernandez.
All right.
Add her into the book. It's been one of those games.
Oh, yeah.
Digging deep. And Lyman makes the free throw.
Who got fouled?
Nicole Peden.
Nicole, that's right.
Oh, no, she misses the free throw. Yeah, she makes it.
No, she makes it.
She makes it. And one. It's hard when you don't see what happens. Trying to figure out who Ashley Hernandez was. Nicole Peden, after the 3-point play, Lyman basketball. And a timeout taken by Coach Hansen. Hadley Gross. Oh, no, it was a foul. Never mind. I thought I saw full timeout taken. It's a foul on Hadley Gross. She's done. She seemed quite offended by that call. She looked back at Coach and said, no way. But not in a frustrated manner. She just seemed a little, I don't know exactly how to describe it.
Bryce back in.
Bryce comes in for Hadley, who is fouled out. It's the first. Both teams hope it's the last, but I'd be surprised if that's the case. Close the book on Hadley. She went over from the line, no points in the day. Had a couple of steals, though, I believe. We have her for any steals?
Who?
Hadley Gross.
Hadley, one.
One steal and a rebound. There we go. Lyman basketball on the baseline, out to the right corner. Charles C. Rose waits for Hanson to go out to the wing and then retrieves it, gives it off to Bryce. 45 seconds into the third period. Air into the blocks and a turnaround shot jumping over. A nice job. You're being fronted in the post. Hanson puts it up high where only Air can get it. She does and converts on the shot. 36-27. And Lyman up by 9 over Rawlins. Oh, Nicole Peden touched the basketball on the miss. So it stays with Rawlins. Here comes Jordan Jerome. 4 fouls for Jordan. Hope Sinnott checks in for Bryce Hanson. They're getting her in on offense and then taking her out for defense. Not a bad strategy. Get her in here and there. And also up by 9. You got a little room to play with the way the offense has gone in this game. Allie Edwards with the basketball for Rawlins. Down by 9 in the fourth period. Flip to the left wing. And a stop and pop by Shield. She's fouled by Sinnott or Bradshaw.
I think it was on Bradshaw.
This goes against 1-4 Sage Bradshaw.
Bryce back in.
And Sage's third foul, I think. No, just second for Sage. All right. And as mentioned, Bryce checks in for Hope Sinnott. First free throw missed. And that's just Coach Hanson just confirmed what we thought. He just said we're subbing in Hope Sinnott for defense, Bryce for offense. Second shot made. Who's on the free throw there?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry.
It was Shield. Carly Shield with the free throw.
Thank goodness for a scorekeeper.
Missed shot on the Lyman side. Goes back to Rawlins. Moving from right to left. A minute and a half gone by. Pixler in there. So it goes down to the ground. Sage Bradshaw comes up with the basketball. Foul on 2-3. Or 2-4. 2-4 Pixler. Abby Pixler picks up her third. Eight-point lead for Lyman. They can be double digits here as it's bonus time. 9th team foul for Rawlins. Single bonus. 1-1 for Sage Bradshaw. She's 3 of 4 from the line, make her 4 of 5. Got the start today. Hope Sinnott checks in for Hanson. And every time that's an opportunity, that will be the case. Hope Sinnott will check in for defense, Bryce for offense. Hanson playing with 4 fouls. Second shot missed by Bradshaw. Rawlins rebound. 2 steps, and Palmer makes it. Ran into a player. No foul called. Is that foot set? No charge, no block. Just a good make by Brooke Palmer. 37-30. And Palmer's been the microwave for Rawlins today. The instant offense to heat up her team, trying to get something going. Flash into the post. Sage Bradshaw hit from behind by Edwards. And a foul called.
And you hate to see that if you're Rawlins, but if you're Lyman, you're glad you got bailed out by a foul instead of being a turnover.
And it's actually a 2-4. No, I think it's on Allie. It's her 4th. Okay, here come 3 players with 4 fouls. Mackenzie Earl, Jordan Jerome, and Jordan Jerome, Jesse Jerome, Mackenzie Earl all into the game. Carly Shield and Brooklyn Larson, the freshman, rounding out the 5. Bradshaw makes her first. Now double bonus time, so I think they thought it was still 1-1, but 10 team fouls up there. 38-30. Second free throw. Rolls around, falls out. Air with the putback, misses. Gets her own board, and it's good. 2 offensive boards there for Mandy Air. Second one in. And Lyman up by 10. 40-30 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Pass out from behind. Hope Sinnott with the steal. Down into the blocks. Nicole Peden across the timeline for Lyman.
She's playing point now.
Put her at point guard. Mandy Air on the left wing. 2.5 minutes passed in the fourth period. Air, the senior, controlling that offense, telling Rose to pop out, gives it to her. They swing around to the right side. Bradshaw to send it to the left on the wing. It's Charles C. Rose. Mandy Air, 5:20 left in the fourth quarter and a 10-point lead by Lyman. A baseline drive and a walk for Mandy Air. Gives it back to Rawlins. 5:16 left in the fourth. Mackenzie Earl inbounds. No pressure, no surprise here by Lyman, up 10. And with everyone in foul trouble, Bryce Hansen moves to the check-in table. Jesse Jerome has it on the right wing. Sage Bradshaw steals it away. Up for the layup. It's no good. Air over the back. And a foul on Mandy Air. I don't think Mandy's in foul trouble, is she?
I don't know.
I think it's
Why he has dumb questions.
I think it's only her first or second. It's her first.
Okay.
I was pretty sure I hadn't heard Mandy Air called for a foul yet, and it's been a blur when it's come to fouls. Lyman's been called for 17. Rawlins with now 23 fouls in the game. That's 40 fouls in all. In the game. Not in the tournament, in the game.
Yeah.
Missed free throw by Shield. That was a 1-and-1. Rebound for Lyman. Mandy Air has Bryce Hansen calling for the basketball. Instead, Air calls her down, says go over to the right wing and then work your way into the post. Air still with the basketball, pop up to the top of the key. Hansen has it, drives into the left side, turns around, stutter step, baseline drive, layup, overshot it though. Mackenzie Earl with the board. On the run, Brooke Palmer from right to left for Rawlins. They're down by 10 and almost out of time. A methodical three ball, good by Jessie Jerome. She went down though, and she rolled her ankle. Oh, it's a bad roll for Jessie Jerome. I think she already has an ankle brace on that right one. And she's down after making that three ball. That's the first shot made by Jessie. She's had very limited minutes today. 4:26 left in the fourth period. We'll step away, come back. 40 points for Lyman, 33 for Rawlins. On a Benedict's Market and True Value board, this is a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on mylocalradio.com.
Meet the service and parts department staff at Auto Farm Chevrolet. We work on almost every type of vehicle, foreign and domestic. We also sell parts and accessories for almost all makes and models. Our staff is friendly and well trained, and we are here to serve you. Open Monday through Friday beginning at 7:30 a.m. We invite you to Auto Farm Chevrolet for all your parts and for all your service needs. 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a community-driven dealer.
40-33 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman basketball with the lead over Rawlins. Jessie Jerome hits a three, then goes down with a rolled ankle. I don't know if she'll be back today, but it didn't look like too much more than just a bad roll on that right ankle. Actually, on the left one, I think it was. Nicole Peden has it, gives it to Bryce Hansen on the right wing, 4:10 left. Guarded by Edwards, has the 5-second clock ticking. Gives it off to Air at about 3.5 seconds into that clock. Back to Hansen. She's at the top of the key. In fact, almost at half court, just on that horse head of the Rawlins Outlaws logo. Backs up at the top after driving in a bit. Hands off a couple of steps and a timeout called by Coach Hansen. Fourth quarter, 3:53 left and a 7-point lead for Lyman on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. On a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball, live from the Rawlins Winter Classic.
At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we know our members by name and we love working with them face-to-face. But did you know that members can also handle almost all banking online? Everything from managing your accounts and paying bills to applying for all types of loans. It's simple and we're happy to help you get started. Join Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
(40-33) on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. On the court for Rawlins, they exit first. Jordan Jerome, Mackenzie Earl, Carly Shield, Allie Edwards, and Brooke Palmer out for Lyman as they exit the huddle. Bryce Hansen, Sage Bradshaw, Charles C. Rose, Nicole Peden, and Mandy Air. About 54 fouls between the 10 players on the court. And we're back underway. Moving from left to right, Bryce Hansen with the basketball. On the right wing, gives it to Peden at the top of the key. Looking down into the blocks, overshoots Air. Turned over, Brooke Palmer. Look for her to push the tempo and maybe force a shot up in the paint. She goes into the lane, out to the corner. Jerome, one step in, misses short on the shot. Air on the rebound. 3:35 left in the period. End the game. 7-point lead for Lyman. That's a 3-possession ball game. Bryce Hansen with the basketball, holding on to it. Cups it and then moves to her right. Picks it up on the wing. Has Nicole Peden. That 5-second clock is ticking. It's tipped away on the steal. It's Mackenzie Earl against Peden. Earl goes to the ground. It's all clean, says the refs. Down to the ground, Allie Edwards and Hansen. Uh-oh, I think Bryce just got out of the game. We'll see. It's either Edwards is out or Hansen's out, and it's against Edwards. That's her 5th. Second player to foul out of the game. Hadley Gross was the first. Edwards with 3 points in the game. I didn't write when Hadley Gross came out. I think it was about 6-7 minutes into the fourth quarter.
Something like that.
3:12 left in the game. And Hansen at the line for 2. Kate, why don't you update us on where the free throw percentage is at after it was 46 for Lyman, 40% for Rawlins at the half?
So right now, Lyman is sitting at 50%. They did improve that. And Rawlins is still sitting at 40%.
And they've actually dropped, I think. Or no, they were at 40% at the half. Is that right? Yeah, so they've stayed right where they were. Bryce Hansen makes the first. It's her first point of the fourth quarter.
Are you going in for the shooter?
12 points for Hansen. Hansen misses the second. Air comes up with the rebound, though, so it stays basketball Lyman. 8-point lead, 3:05 left. Hansen on the wing has Mackenzie Earl on her. Sophomore guarded by senior. Hansen drives in, gives it back to Air. Under 3 to play. Air back to Rose. They're playing a little bit of keep away at the top. Weave it around, look for a good option, and then maybe drive. Hansen on the right wing. Giving them the triple threat. Drives in 2 steps, tries to force it, and a walk called against Bryce. Bryce didn't like the play. .241. And Hansen comes out for Hope Sinnott, who's waiting to check in for her.
Indeed.
I thought you had more to say than that.
I had a lot of thoughts going through my head, and then you asked me that, and they kind of all went away.
I didn't ask you anything, actually.
That's true.
41-33, but I was waiting. I thought you looked like you had something to say. Earl takes the board on the right block. Sinnott guarding her. Poop in the harm. It's either on Sinnott or Rose. I saw Rose come in late, and that may have been the call. Referee comes in. Mackenzie Earl makes it a 6-point game. Chance to drop it to 5. We're down to 2 possessions. 2 players have fouled out. 1 for Lyman, 1 for Rawlins. And Jessie Jerome with her right foot, barefoot, shoes off. She's being helped off still. So she's done for the game. So essentially she was sitting at 4. Rawlins is down 2 players. Mackenzie Earl with the and one, no good. Great rebound by Mandy Air as Jerome's actually being carried off now. And so I'd say she's definitely done for the day.
I would say so.
41-35 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 41-35. Rose misses. Air on the putback. Mandy Air has been the leading rebounder for Lyman today on, I would say, both offense and defense. We got her for 9 boards in the game. Sage Bradshaw tries to chase it out of bounds, cannot. Hope Sinnott checks in for Bryce Hansen. Down to 147 left, 43-35. Coach Hansen says as soon as Lyman gets the ball back, they want timeout. And I would imagine that's to put Bryce back in. He's got timeouts to work with.
I would say so.
Out to the left side, it's Rawlins basketball. 3 from the top of the key. Earl misses. Timeout taken by Lyman, as they said, as soon as they got the ball. Hadley Gross comes out to congratulate her players. She checked out about 5-6 minutes ago, fouling out. Bryce Hansen checks back in. We'll keep it right here. Fourth quarter, 43-35 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman looks like they've got enough for the win, but 8 points, 138 left. As much foul trouble as there been, a three-pointer here and there still could go either way.
I would say so. If they could get Bryce to foul out, if you could even maybe get Mandy to just make a few mistakes here and there, and maybe get her in some foul trouble late, then make a few threes. I think, realistically, I don't think this game is too far out of hand.
I think that my player of the game is Mandy Ayer with her defense and offensive rebounds. You have her with double-double, or five
rebounds.
I've got her with probably 10. I think, would you say maybe we missed a couple?
Oh, I'm not saying I didn't miss any.
I think she has 5 offensive rebounds alone. I would say she's close to 10 in that total. But either way, she has been big on the offensive glass. She got another putback there, and she actually got Lyman the possession off the missed free throw by Mackenzie Earl that led to Lyman going up by 8 points. It's not always who scores the most, it's who can get the team in the position to score. And Ayers had some good putbacks as well. She's up to 9 points in the game. Lyman basketball, Mandy the senior with it. Head fakes, drives into the elbow, gets hit from behind. Ball knocked out of her hands. Brooke Palmer coming away with it. Moving from right to left. Palmer, 2-step, scoop shot. Yes!
That was pretty.
Great move by Brooke Palmer and a timeout taken. Palmer into double digits. 43-37, 1:16 left. Back in 30 on a First Bank presentation of Lyman basketball on MyLocalRadio.com.
Sometimes getting the whole family scheduled for a dental appointment is hard. Different days, different times, and then how do you pay for it all? These problems have been solved by Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View because we serve patients of all ages. It's easy to schedule the whole family on the same day, so you just make one trip. We accept most insurances, and if you don't have insurance, we offer an in-house discount so the whole family can have a healthy smile. Don't wait. Call today. Black's Fork Dental in Mountain View, 307-782-3630.
Well, it's felt like a conference game today as we've had foul trouble, had injuries, physical play, and 43-37 after the make of Rawlins. Game creeping ever closer to possession game, Kate.
Yeah. I don't think this game is too far out of hand. Rawlins could realistically come back and win.
And they're going to pressure here. Baseball pass right into the hands of Peden, but off of in and out, kind of bounced awkwardly from Hansen. Rawlins basketball. Carly Shield picked up her dribble, throws out to the corner. Baseline drive, Earl bounces it past Jerome to the elbow, shot up by Shield, no good. Race to catch it. And Peden goes tumbling down to the bleachers. I love the way Nicole Peden plays. She is aggressive.
She is. She fell to the ground, and a lot of times you would see girls that would kind of moan or.
She gets right back up.
She gets right back up. She's like, no, I'm fine.
We're caught up on breaks. We'll keep it right here. That was like the Dennis Rodman layout. Anyone who remembers that is that sacrificing the body to try to get the possession back. 59.9 seconds left, 43-37, 6-point game. Coming into this contest, let's take a quick look back at the comparison stats. Rawlins leads 27% from the three-point line to 20% for Lyman. It's not a huge percentage, but it shows they can be dangerous from beyond the arc. They've got a 35% shooter in Mackenzie Earl. Carly Shields 33%, and Brooke Palmer 28, 8 of 29 from beyond the arc. Not huge numbers, but girls who can shoot it in from distance, and I guess it's a good gut check time. This feels like a conference game. It feels like a state game even.
It really does. You got a good crowd here that's woken up again since that third quarter when they kind of just fell asleep when Jerome got out of the game. They're all back in it.
Back in it, and it's Lyman basketball, 43-37 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mandy Ayer with the basketball, bounces it to Bryce Hansen. Hansen drives across the timeline. How long before the foul comes? There it is. Carly Shield, I think, with the foul.
I thought it was two.
Yeah, you're right. It's Palmer. Or Larson, I mean.
Yeah.
Her first.
She's got fouls to give.
Yeah. It's a rarity. It's a double bonus for Lyman. First free throw good for Hansen. Hope Sinnott checks in for Charles C. Rose. 44-37. The shot went in, didn't it?
No, it missed.
Oh, excuse me, 43. Second shot good.
Bryce sitting at 50% right now. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
ahead.
off. She's sitting at 50% from the line.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Earl just inside the three-point line, misses short. Palmer gets the board, good step in, misses the shot. Peden doesn't like the foul call, but Palmer's back to the line. 41.5 seconds left. Time on the clock is 9:32. This game was supposed to start at 7:30. It started at 8:04. And that all went back to the very first game, which was scheduled to begin at 3, but about a month ago it was scheduled to begin at 3:30. Big Piney never got the updated schedule, so they showed up right about 3, and everyone was wondering, where have you been? Can we start the game? So that game got started about 3:20, 25 after. So games have been on time after that delayed start. Missed first free throw, missed second as well. Nicole Peden with the rebound. Peden playing with 4 fouls. Hansen has it. Gives it back to Mandy Eyre, and the foul by Scheel puts Mandy Eyre at the free throw line.
I don't know how many Scheel has.
Oh, I've got Carly with none, but that probably just means I got tired of adding them up.
Oh.
It's her third. Mandy Eyre makes the first. Eyre is at the line today. 2 of 3 is all. Must be 2 of 4. Yeah, you're probably right.
Misses the second, and Larson with the rebound.
45-37. Turn around. Larson takes it herself. Scoop shot, no good. Palmer chases down the board. Down to 18 seconds left in a baseline. Step out of bounds on Palmer. Should about close the book. 3-possession game. 45-37 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 18.6 seconds left. All you got to do here is Lyman. You can honestly take a 10-second violation.
Yeah.
And that would work just fine. Instead, they give the ball up to Palmer. She misses. Hansen on the board. Set to the ground. Fouled into the line. I think that's Mackenzie Earl's 5th. As she has signaled, that's 5 on me. So she will be the one called for the foul. Mackenzie Earl fouls out. 12.8 seconds to go. 4, 6, 8 points for Mackenzie in the game. Hansen at the line. She's 2 of 4 in the quarter from the free throw line. 3 of 5.
Bryce made that one.
Yes, she did.
Got to try to keep my brain straight with all these.
It's hard, especially at 9:35 p.m. Hansen, 2 for 2. And a slow start for Bryce. She did not score in the first quarter. She'll finish with double digits, and I think the leader in points for Lyman. 47-37 and a throwaway by Rawlins. 8.6 seconds left, 10-point game. I think it's safe to say Lyman has broken their 6-game losing streak.
I would say
and
so.
Rawlins drops it to a 3-game skid. Hansen across the timeline and dribbles it away. Over and back call. 1.1 left. Yeah, don't mind too much right now.
No.
47-37. Palmer tries to change that final, and she does! Brooke Palmer to end the game. She hit 2 shots at the buzzer today. 47-40, and why wouldn't that happen at the end of the game?
It's true.
47-40. Lyman breaks a 6-game skid. Rawlins falls on their home court on day 1 of the Rawlins Winter Classic. We'll be back with post-game coverage to wrap this one up next.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come on in Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come on in Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year, and lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are, you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
47-40, the final in this contest, and I got some scores for you. 15 points for Bryce Hansen, 10 from Mandy Ayers, 7 by Nicole Peden and Sage Bradshaw, 6 from Charles C. Rose, 2 by Madison Harris. For Rawlins, 14 points by Brooke Palmer leads the way, and 4 points for Jordan Jerome, 8 by Mackenzie Earl, 3 from Jesse Jerome and Allie Edwards, and Carly Scheel. 2 by Brittany Larson. That's all my points that I've got accounted for. Let's get into final stats just after this. Kate, time for the Dr. McKay Franklin Precision Play of the Game. I'm going Mandy Ayres, as we talked about beforehand with the rebounding. Are we all consensus on that one, or you got something else?
You know what? I would say definitely for Lyman, you definitely give it to Mandy Ayres. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to give one to Rawlins. Brooke Palmer.
two buzzer beaters.
Well, I think that, but also she had a ton of points. She played good defense. She didn't foul out of the game.
Yeah.
She was just an all-around good player. She stepped up when her team needed her with her 2 best players out on foul trouble, and she really made a difference in this game.
And that's why she's the 3rd player for this Rawlins team that is averaging double digits. 14 points for her today, and 6 of those came in the last 1 second of each quarter. But when they needed it, I think the other 6 or 8 of those came in points where she just pushed the tempo and found her own shot. And sometimes you need that. And I think this is an interesting game. That was the Dr. McKay Franklin Precision Play of the Game. 47-40 for Lyman. I think that final score in the end reflects who was just a little bit more fortunate in the fouls.
Yeah.
Lyman got in a little less foul trouble than Rawlins did because there was 2 mini stretches for Rawlins today where they didn't have their 2 or 3 or 4 best players on the court.
Yeah. I think, honestly, if there would have been less foul trouble, I think we would have seen maybe a different outcome or definitely a closer game at the end.
Yeah. We'll have some more sponsors for you tomorrow when we're bringing the boys, but just mention some of the boys' sponsors today. Black's Fork Timber brings the starting lineups, Bridger Valley Motor in the first quarter, and Big Country Properties in the 4th period. Not sponsors of the girls' game, but giving them mentions. And thank you for sponsoring some Bridger Valley sports. A 7-point differential in the end. Let's run through some final team stats as we had them.
All right, for Lyman, they were shooting 36% from 2, 25% from 3. They really turned it up with free throws. They ended with 53% from the line all around. Turnovers is still a problem for Lyman. They ended with 22 by my count, but they did have 23 rebounds around there, probably up to about 26 in between there. They had 11 steals and a block.
just got the word 27 fouls for Rawlins and 20 plus for Lyman as well. They crazy foul game. How many fouls did you finish with as a team? Do you know, Coach?
I don't know.
Okay, I think it was about 20 and 27 for Rawlins. Coach Hansen, join us just for a second here. Sorry, almost sent a laptop sideways. This game felt like a conference game early on. Seemed like a good time to get that 6-game losing streak out of the way and also get some good season experience.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I know the girls have kind of had their heads down a little bit, you know, losing 6 in a row, and we're not used to doing that. And so it was good to beat a quality team like we did tonight. You know, they just athletically, they just look a lot more athletic than we do. But, you know, I thought we did a lot of good things tonight. Defense was great. And, you know, they got in foul trouble. We got in foul trouble. They were calling it tight, and no one was figuring it out, so they just kept fouling. So I guess that's how it goes.
You had to do a lot of coaching with the foul trouble, it seemed like, on the sidelines, players with different fouls.
Yeah, we, did a lot of offense for defense. We have, players that can go in and give us really good minutes defensively, and then, when we got back on offense, you want your players that, can handle the ball and make really big plays in there. So that's kind of what we did tonight.
Well, Coach, thank you for joining us, and good luck tomorrow. We've got a couple of games. Who you got on the schedule tomorrow?
Tomorrow morning we play Thermopolis, which is a good team, and then we play Buffalo. And so we got 2 tough games tomorrow, and hopefully we can get a streak going. So.
All right. Yeah, good luck, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right. We'll close it out. Thank you to Coach Hansen. Kate, final thoughts on the game?
Do you want to go through any Rawlins team
Absolutely.
stats?
Let's go through them.
All right. From 2, they shot 30%, 3, 25. From the free throw line, they shot 42. They had 16 turnovers, 22 rebounds. They only had 5 steals compared to Lyman with 11, which I think made a difference in the end, having those points off turnovers. And then they had 1 block, the same as Lyman.
And did you have the turnover differential 17-5? Or is that steals combined? What was the total turnovers that you had there?
The total turnovers that I had were 22-16.
22-16. And Lyman, so the turnover, the battle on turnovers still continues. They want to get below 20. Well, they want to get down to about 15, Coach Hansen said. And still too many in this game.
It is early in the season, though. Hopefully that will be able to get worked out by the time regionals rolls around. And realistically, if you can get down to about 12 to 15 a game, you could maybe look at being a state berth to be able to make it to state, hopefully make a difference in Casper.
Definitely. If you get from 15 to 22, that's maybe 8 fewer points on the board for your opponent.
Yeah.
We're closed out right there, 47-40, the final on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Lyman breaks a 6-game streak. We'll see you tomorrow in Pinedale.
The preceding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. We appreciate you tuning in to this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive of Lyman Eagles Athletics. We would like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors and partners who make this all possible. And, of course, thank you for tuning in. Check out our website for more information about future Lyman broadcasts, or like us on Facebook to stay up to date with the games. Until next time, go Eagles!